Alright, so I've just headed through Granville Harbour now that we're done at Climies, and we're about to get on 4 Mile Beach. I'm not sure if it's actually along the beach or whether it's just a coastal track, and then I believe that's when it turns into the Sandy Cape. So I'll just see what happens, I guess. Still on that 4 Mile Beach. It's a pretty scenic drive. You got a bit of sand and a bit of just rocks and stuff to drive over, but nice views. Not too windy here at the moment. Our plan is to just sort of get onto the Sandy Cape and find a campsite, I guess, or find a spot where we can go to a caravan park, because we wouldn't mind finding somewhere where they've got facilities and have a bit of a freshen up. We've all got clothes that need to be washed and shower and stuff like that, so see how we go, I guess. Hopefully it's not too windy, but we've just finished up off 4 Mile Beach, and now I believe this is basically the start of the Sandy Cape. So we're right next to the beach here, so you can drive along the beach, or you can see there's all those dunes in the back. So we're just going to go start making some progress. It's pretty windy along the beach, so we were going to camp along here somewhere, but because it's still somewhat early in the day, we might just smash out this Sandy Cape and find the nearest caravan park, wash all their clothes as well as ourselves, and get a good night rest. Alright, so I haven't actually picked up the camera in a while because we did 4 Mile Beach, then got onto Sandy Cape, and after about 2 hours of shit driving, we sort of hit a dead end. There was like a river and we couldn't find a crossing for it, and there was no way around it, so we had to turn around. We even talked to an old bloke that had like a shelter in the middle of Whoop, and he even said, yeah, you got to go right back to Granville Harbour and go around and then catch a barge or something. So not really sure what the go is there. So we ended up just ditching, turned around. There's another 2-hour return back to Granville Harbour, which is where we are now. And then as we finally get to the end, Dan has slipped off this track here, just a bit of lack of attention. So we're going to have to get double winch pull, I guess, because there's no trees big enough, so he'll probably have to winch from there to a car. I might move over the bushes, and then Nick's gonna have to get the Ranger at the back, pull off the back of him and just sort of seesaw him forwards and back. The trees are holding him there from rolling anyway, but still not a nice spot. Alright, so we got him out of that situation, not too bad in the end. The trick to that sort of situation is you want to keep him parallel to the track. Set a winch up to the front and a winch up to the back, and then in our case it was better to go forward, so as Nick was pulling him forward with his winch, I was letting my winch out but keeping the tension on it so that he didn't slip his arse end down into into the ruts, and then Dan was still giving it a bit of throttle, but just not too much to be loading the winches up, and we got him out of there in a couple of minutes. So now we're just going to head back to Granville Harbour and get onto a main road, find some fuel because we're all pretty low, and then yeah, find a campsite hopefully before it gets too dark.
Fucking feeding a big Greek family.
Legit.
Fucking lamb, potatoes.
Alright, so after yesterday's absolute nightmare, once we finished Climies, we ended up down at Corinna, which is where the barge is, but we didn't get here till about 8 p.m, and they usually stop doing it at 7 p.m, so we went back, it's sort of 5 minutes down the road that way, to a little campsite. Now we're back here in the morning, and we're going to get the barge across. They only do one car at a time if it's a bigger vehicle, and then you got to pay, I think the prices are over here somewhere. Yeah, so it's probably going to be about $30 per vehicle. And then yeah, once we get across, we're going to go get fuel somewhere, get a feed, and then figure out whether we're going to go to Sandy Cape or whether we're just going to head straight up northwest to the Nut, which is where there's a cool chairlift sort of thing looking over they call it the Nut in Stanley. So see how we go for time, I guess. Alright, so we ended up getting across on the barge, and then we changed our plans again. Up in Stanley where the Nut is, and the chairlifts and that, the weather was going to be pretty shit, so we ended up going more inland and going up to the top sort of Burnie area. We've booked some accommodation in Burnie just to get nice amenities and that, so we can have a proper shower, clean all our clothes and that, and just sort of reset. And then tomorrow we're going to tackle Cradle Mountain, so just filled up now, and then we're going to go up to Burnie and yeah, just sort of chill out for the rest of the day. Alrighty, so it's probably been a good 24 hours since I last picked up the camera, just because it's been a bit chaotic. So I just thought I'd update you on everything that's sort of happened. So when we were doing Climies, we obviously finished that and then went to do the 4 Mile Beach, and our plan was then to go onto the Sandy Cape, but we didn't realise that to get to Sandy Cape you actually have to go back inland, cross the barge at Corinna, and then go back to the west coast. And we ended up sort of being a bit short on fuel and time as well. So after realising that, we sort of ditched the plan of going to the Sandy Cape. We just went to the nearest petrol station, which was inland, and then we went up towards Burnie in the end, which is sort of North Tassie. We got an accommodation last night, just at a nice apartment, did our washing, had a shower and all that, and now we still wanted to do a bit of sand driving, because the only sand driving we've done was the first night at Bridport, obviously. So we just decided let's just head back to Bridport again. So it's about an hour and a half drive from where we are now, and we're just going to go there for tonight. We should get there around 2 o'clock today, and then just have another dune sesh there, because it's a good beach there. We know what it's like now, and it's not too far from where we are. Sandy Cape would have just been out of our road too far, so that's the plan, and that's what we're currently doing. So I'm sorry if it's a bit all over the shop. We've sort of been a bit stressed on what we're doing. Everyone's sort of changing plans, and yeah, it's just been indecisive. So yeah, that'll do. Cut the camera. Just pulled up at the entrance of the Bridport Dunes, so just going to deflate the tyres, go down to about 10 psi, and then we'll head in. The day is absolutely beautiful, sun's out, so got pretty lucky today compared to the last few days where we've been battling the rain. once again. It's probably a bit of a jumpy video. We finished up at the dunes last night, and then we went to the zoo, and then basically we split up because the other guys went to Devonport, and because our original plan was to come here, just me and Peyton, on our anniversary, we've booked the last night at this really nice Airbnb. So it's called The Loft in West Kentish. I'll give you a little look around because this place is insane. So we've just pulled up now, got this whole place to ourselves, and it's just outside of Cradle Mountain. So walk up this walkway. Peyton's just over there patting the rabbit at the moment. Got the little ponds. So you get a sick little walkway, comes up here. And that's the view all over there. And it looks over Cradle Mountain. It's a bit cloudy at the moment, but got a huge fire pit down there. And then we got outside spa bath, heated, bubbles and all that. Come inside. Once again, got that sick view. And then it's real nice inside. Got the reclining couch, kitchen, got some freebies there, laundry, and then that's the bedroom there. So it's very nice. So we're gonna treat ourselves tonight, just sit back and relax, watch some movies, and take in this unreal view. Hopefully those clouds piss off a bit. But yeah, this is our last night in Tasmania, so ending it on a high note, and then got to get up pretty early tomorrow morning to make it to the Spirit of Tas and head back to shitty old Victoria. So